have some reference photos on my computer. So here is the reference photo I am looking at. I also found this at the local art store. So this is like really good for the flowers that I'm going to paint because they are white. So I want to mask the white parts while I paint in the background. I have never used this before. This will be interesting. Let's see what it says. Okay guys, this is my watercolor palette. It is very, very well used and a little bit muddy. Okay, so I have my watercolors. I also have my favorite mechanical pencil, and then I also have an eraser because I don't like the eraser that is touched. Here, a water brush, and then a tiny, well, it's not really super tiny, but it's a detail brush. So I noticed that there are 3 orchids facing us. I'm going to very, very lightly, start to draw the shapes in. Okay guys, I have a pretty good sketch. So I'm going to start masking these flowers since they are light and the background is dark. All right, let's see if, just making sure all the little white spaces that I want are filled in. Time to dry. See how dark? So now I'm gonna take my water brush. Just need to make sure it's clean. We're gonna take a look at the darkest greens we have, and we're gonna start making our colors. Now, since it's a dark background, I'm trying to get a lot of pigment in here. And I'm mixing it here. And it's so dark, maybe I'll add a little bit of blue. Okay, here we go. Here's the first layer. Let's see how we do. Ooh la la, it's working. Get some different colors in there. Now there's so much water on it, I need to let it dry a little bit, but I think I want to add in some more darks still. So I'm letting gravity do its job here, even out the colors a little bit. It's taking a little while for the watercolor to dry on top of the mask, so I did a little bit of dabbing, just trying to get that off because I really am anxious to get started on rubbing off the mask. So let's take a look at it. This is the fun part. Ooh, wow, this is really satisfying. It's got a nice clean line. Some of the mask is a little thicker than I want, but I have to be careful because there is still some wet watercolor, and these are white flowers, so that kind of defeats the purpose. If we get some green paint onto the, you can see I got a little bit of green paint on there. Oops, maybe we'll just give it a little bit more time. These are not as important because they're not white. We could do that. Oh my gosh, it's turning out so nice. What a treat. This will be good for field sketching. Okay, cool. It worked out pretty well. A little bit of the paper got caught up in it though, so it kind of tore up the paper. I don't know why, but we can work around it as always. That's the thing I love about art, is there's always a way to fix it. Okay. So there's like this little section here on the outside of the painting, and I kind of like to just see how the color looks before I lay it on top. Oh wow. I'm going in and adding these bright greens that I know are there. Nice. Okay, so I kind of went overboard there. I can just dab it off. If you make a mistake on top of dry watercolor, you have a little bit of time just to dab the pigment back off. Just adding a little bit here, a little bit there. now that I have less pigment on my brush, see, when I started out it was very dark, now I don't have much pigment left, I'm kind of tenderly going back in to these parts on the photo that are lighter green. Very delicately, just to establish where things are on the flower. Oopsie, that's not right. It is so light you can barely see these things. Okay, that's more like it. Going back in and just ever so subtly, just adding in a little bit more color, step by step. It's getting there. I can't believe how fast this is coming together. This is a little, it's got a little bit of red in it. Just gonna let that dry a little bit. We're gonna take a little break. This is already kind of dry, and I'm just softening the hard edges to make it more of a smooth gradient, just by pushing water around, not adding any color. I'm just kind of blending with just pure water, no pigment. So the more time you wait to let it set into the paper, the harder it is to move the color around. I am switching brushes. This is the tiniest brush I have, so I want to start making some detailed lines, which I think are really going to bring this painting together. See how it's just a little bit wet? I'm gonna have to figure out how to share my whole workstation with you guys. Okay. And this petal is a little darker. Just getting in those lines. Nice little change. This is a totally different project than what I've been working on. And, okay, so how's it looking, guys? I think that I need a little bit more contrast. Slowly building up the shadows. A little bit of that here, here. I think it's done for today. It's pretty close to finish. I might go in the computer a little bit and just do some touch-ups where the paper came apart with the masking.